at the end of the day here, we're going to end up in a very, very bad place. You can't feel it right now because, we're still living inside of Normalville. We're still living inside of Joe Biden's presidency. The crazy hasn't happened yet. When the crazy happens, like all these people that are defending Donald Trump and defending this decision that they made, I'm not so sure they're going to actually completely understand it as being the fault of the current administration, Donald Trump. So we need to be the messenger of that, making sure that everybody knows the results here are because of Donald Trump. They'll find some way to blame it on Democrats or Joe Biden or, I don't know, fucking Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton. They might dig up the grave of some other Democrat. But what we have to remember is that we have to keep our cool about it. What they want is violence. What they want is us fighting. They want gas. We're going to be in gas lines. Remember 70s? In the 70s, some of you aren't that old, but there were gas lines, odds and even days, because there was no supply. It's kind of what got Jimmy Carter in trouble, besides a handful of other things. But anyway, there was gas lines that we all, sat in gas lines, and there was a lot of angry people. Gas was very high. At the time, it was like $2 a gallon. I was like, what? It's crazy. But, by today's standards, I'm talking $5, $6, $7 a gallon everywhere, and low supply. So there's no just pull into a gas station and fill your car up for however much money. There'll be food lines, people waiting online for whatever food is left. They want that. That's what they want. People fighting on food lines for food. This is the only way they're going to get the population to comply, to get in line. There's no other way. They're not just going to go on having everybody, oversupplied and consumed with consumables, everything they want and need, and change this government the way they want to change it. It'll be too challenged. But if everybody's sitting in a fucking food line, if everybody's sitting in a gas line, if everybody's sitting in line waiting for the bare essentials so they can feed their family, well then they're not going to have the time, effort, and energy to pay attention to the consolidation of power that's happening at the top of the government. So we need to wake up, people. These are all the things that are coming. This is what they're going to do. You don't think so because you don't feel it yet, but this is what's coming. I talk to people every day. Talk to somebody today, and she had no idea what I was talking about. She's like, they can't do that. There's too many good people in the world. Yeah, there's too many good people in the world with no power in the country. No power. I'm not talking about, electricity. I'm talking about fucking government power that can make something happen or not make something happen. There's nothing in the way. There's really nothing in the way of a complete world takeover of right-wing ideology. There's really nothing in the way. Just a little bit of time. The game plan is working. They're using disinformation to flood the zone with garbage news and garbage what's happening, things that are happening in the world, turning it into all kinds of different, narratives that you can't tell what's what. You can't tell what's a lie and what's true anymore. That's step one. And then, they're going to use those narratives and break down the economic system, right? And then, and especially in like Mexico, which is a liberal democracy right now, and Canada, which is a liberal democracy right now, right? They're going to use, the conversation on economic strife based on this tariff idea to get right-wing populists elected in Canada and in Mexico, so they can have the whole entire North American as part of their, little dictatorship boy band. The lead singer is Vladimir Putin, and then, you got the backup singers like Donald Trump and fuck is his name? Guy from Hungary. Erdogan. Can't remember his name right now. Erdogan from Hungary. Then, you'll have, you know, the backup singers, you know, Kim Jong-un and, you know, a couple of these other guys. And the whole boy band is going to take over the world, man. That's what could happen. I'm not saying it is. But there's really nothing in its way. The minute, like just as an example, the minute the United States completely falls into the hands of right-wing ideology, and Donald Trump is in complete control and in complete power of every lever of government, does whatever he wants to do, he's going to join up with these guys. He's going to release ourselves from NATO and leave Europe hung out to dry. And it's just and that includes Ukraine. And once Ukraine gets, you know, taken over by Russia, I could even see him selling arms and weapons to Russia. I could see it. There's nothing stopping him. Only his own character is the only thing that would be stopping him. He could do whatever he wants. I don't care what people are saying right now. No, he can't do that. He needs congressional this, congressional that. Yeah, he's not going to care. It doesn't matter to him. There's nothing that anybody can do to him. What are they going to do? Impeach him? Yeah, we tried that twice. That's not going to work. There's not enough votes in either chamber. So that's not going to work. Who's going to stop him? I mean, the only thing that would stop him is us, you know, protesting outside there and millions of people dragging his ass out into the courtyard. Like, that's the only thing that's going to stop him. There's nothing else that's going to stop him. So, you know, once Ukraine falls and and Vladimir Putin is at the gates of Europe, and he has, you know, the possibility of taking over the rest of North America. You've got Donald Trump and whoever these populists are in each of these countries all working for him. There's nothing stopping them from turning the entire world into a right-wing, ideological, theological, in some places, nightmare. And people think I'm crazy for saying that, but, you know, that's what the fuck is going on. It's just what the fuck is going on. There's no other way that you could see it. The only way you could see it is through some like rose-colored glasses. Like, oh no, the good people of the world aren't going to let that happen. How are they going to stop it? By being good? By saying I'm sorry? By being kind? No. These people are brutal. And we got to be brutal back. That's the only way we're going to be able to stop them. By being brutal back. You know, you can sit there and say peaceful protests, and I think we need to at least start there, but at the end of the day, that peaceful protest is not going to stop Donald Trump from doing anything he wants to do. Period. There's no law in the world that can stop Donald Trump from doing anything he wants to do once he's in power this time. That's fucking scary, man. If you can't see that, and if you can't see that as scary, if that doesn't terrify you, you're just not, you know, you're just living in a fucking dream. You're living in this hope and optimism. And I was living there too before the election, but that's over. Winning the election was the only thing we had to stop this. Right now, that wasn't violent. Right now, the only thing that'll stop this is violence. Sorry, I hate to be the one that shares that. But that's what's coming. Because I don't think people are going to stand for it. But if they're sitting on gas lines, they're sitting on food lines because they don't have enough food or gas for their kids and their family can't get to work, don't even have a job anymore, some of them. I'm telling you, man, this thing could get really, really fucked up really fucking quick. Gotta wake up, peoples. Peace.